Alrighty, what up, pimps? First week is done. I've been driving all day. I'm tired, so it's probably gonna be a bad video. You guys just have to deal. So, first week's over. If you guys don't remember, basically what we're gonna do: go over all the games, show you guys the Dota buffs. It usually just sorts from the most recent done, so that's the order I do it in because I'm lazy. We'll show all the games. I'll try to timestamp it in the video, and yeah, we'll kind of go over drafts, go over a replay or two, and then at the end we'll do predictions for next week. So that's kind of it. Don't really know what other things I need for the intro, so I guess we can kind of just jump into the first game. Alrighty, first series. This is my series, so I guess I should probably preface this with it's kind of hard to talk about any series I play in unbiasedly. I obviously try to do my best, but definitely playing the games, I'm going to know more, so I'll probably talk more. These will probably be the longest sections, but InstiGators versus Boneheads United. Game 1, Boneheads went Tusk, Kunkka, Hoodwink, Pudge, and Dawnbreaker. 4 melee. That was my only issue with this lineup, is they're all melee. They went Tusk and Pudge in the first round, Hoodwink, Kunkka second round, last pick Dawnbreaker. InstiGators went Witch Doctor, Dusa, Sandcane, Windranger, Disruptor. Disruptor, Sandcane first round, Witch Doctor, Windranger second round. I think this Medusa pick is just so good against this lineup. We were thinking Ursa or Lifestealer, and then obviously they banned Ursa, so we were going to go Lifestealer. They banned Anti-Mage, so we're like, oh, Dusa would actually be sick here with the 4 heroes. I think 4 melee against Sandcane and Disruptor are just a recipe for disaster. So I tend to lean towards the InstiGators draft here. Again, I'm probably biased. I just think this Medusa pick is going to go off this game against 4 melee, and Sandcane and Disruptor are just really good against melee heroes. So let's go. Okay. Alright, let's see. Yeah, we're going to have Disruptor. Oh, the creep spawned right as he hooked. That was actually super lucky. The second game, Boneheads United went with Axe, Kunkka, Shaman, Jug, AA, and InstiGators went with Clockwork, Drow Ranger, Sandcane, Ember Spirit, and Silencer. So I actually like Bonehead's draft here. My only issue with it is I think this support duo is pretty weak with AA and Shaman. I think they can't really play around the Axe all that well, and so even if the Axe has a really good start, you can't really capitalize off that because the Kunkka and the Jug need farm. They're both pretty greedy, so the support duo needs to be able to make plays, and I don't think you can with this. Our draft, I actually don't mind our draft. I think maybe we're lacking a little bit of crowd control, like AoE stuff, but I actually think our draft's pretty good. I think I probably prefer Bonehead's draft. I just like the way it's all put together, but my issue with it is the support duo. I think if you fix the support duo, this is a really good draft. Usually I don't like 3 melee cores or 3 range cores. I like to kind of mix it up, so maybe that's something I dislike about it too. But I do think like this Jug is going to have a really good game against this lineup. And if the Axe is off to a good start, maybe the Kunkka's a little bit too greedy of a mid to follow it up with, or you need some sort of support duo that can support the Axe. But I like the draft overall. Do that every game. Is that his first step? That's a really good first step. Oh no, the tag thing. Oh, refresher, silence penalty. Yeah, if I had any defensive, I think we could have saved the ground. Oh boy. Yeah, we should have just left there when you made the space. That was so silly of me. Alright, so the series obviously was super close. I think both games went past 60 minutes. Both games had a comeback, as you see on these graphs. Game 1, InstiGators came back at like 45 minutes, and then game 2, Boneheads came back at a little over an hour. So, I mean, this is probably series of the week. Again, I'm probably biased because I played in it, but usually I don't say my own series of the week. This game just, I think both games were super sick to watch. Again, I always look at the second game and I'm like, man, if I had just built any defensive items in the first 50 minutes of the game, I think we just win, right? If I had like a Force Staff here or E-Blade or something to save my Drow from getting gone on by the Jug there, if you guys see the replay, I think we can win that fight and then probably win the game. I don't want to take anything away from Boneheads. I think they played really good. They took advantage of any time we overstepped. I think it was pretty clear the lack of support duo here that hurt them because, you know, they couldn't win team fights. But late game, I think their draft, the Jug, you know, was a really good pick. It showed, I think, overall they had a really good game. And then game 1, I think, was the opposite. They could just destroy us in team fights. The Tusk and the Pudge basically were going on us all the time. Dawnbreaker would come in. They were winning team fights. I just think eventually we made too much space. You couldn't kill the Deuce at a certain point, and the Deuce kind of just took over. So really good series overall. I think Boneheads played really well. I was pleasantly surprised with how the series went. I'm really encouraged to see how good Boneheads do this year, and I'm like encouraged to keep playing. This series specifically, just everyone on our team motivated us so much to play. So it was like the best welcome back to the AD2L series we could have. So great series, really. All right, the second series, we got MaryToddLincoln.ForeverYoung versus 5 Guys 1 Cup. I did have this spoiled for me, so I know how it ends, but I'm really excited to go over it. So 5 guys went with Alina, Necro, Timbersaw, Hoodwink, and Disruptor. This looks pretty good. Loved the Disruptor. Honestly, kind of looks like something we would draft. Maybe a little bit too much magic heavy, but you get the carry Lina that I think is okay. MaryToddLincoln went with the Axe, Dazzle, Venge, Wraith King, Mid, Silencer. See, Elrath always plays these weird mids, dude. Mid, Silencer. I hate that. Overall, I kind of like the magic draft here. I think it's really good against the Axe specifically. I don't know. Yeah, they first picked the Axe, so I really like the way this draft looks after the Axe. I think the Wraith King's a really good pick here. I don't think anyone on their team really does anything to Wraith King, so the Wraith King's a really good pick. Otherwise, I think I like the 5 guys draft here. Kind of missed the setup on this one a little bit, but looks like they just went on the Timbersaw. Timbersaw's super tanky. While the Axe jumped for back ones. Oh, they get the kill on the Axe though, which is huge. And they killed the first life with the Wraith King. That's why I love Disruptor. Just brings them back and now they're forced to fight again. Good silencer ulti. Dude, they really just kited this whole fight. Just backing off and then reinitiating. That's great. Wait, the heck did he blink to? Oh, he blinked back. Let's see. I think they... Yeah, they get a good glimpse. Oh! I am kidding. If you ever watch this, I'm doing it literally right now. I'm trying to talk up the Dota command. Dude, the ref is so smart. Smart as the other. Very cool. Really good fight there by 5 guys. Game number 2, 5 guys went with a mid Magnus, Disruptor, Legion Commander, Hoodwink, and Dawnbreaker. So the same support duo with Disruptor, Hoodwink. I think it's okay. I think you lack a little bit with your initiation with the support duo, so you need it a lot, which they have 3 cores that can initiate, which is good. MaryToddLincoln went with a mid Clockwork, the Elrath mid Clockwork, Axe again, Silencer 4 position, Jug, and Venge. I think this is a pretty well-rounded draft. Again, a support duo that can't really help with the initiation, but you have a mid and an offlane that want to initiate and go on the backliners of this Disruptor Hoodwink, so you just eliminate the supports. I think it's going to really hinder the cores if they have no supports here. The Magnus and Disruptor is pretty good, and the Dawnbreaker, but I think I like MaryToddLincoln's draft here. He's got a Maelstrom. Let's see if they can go on the Clockwork here. Oh, I missed it. Oh, big duel on him. Good silence royalty coming out there. Good swap. Looks like a really good fight for 5 guys. Oh, that was a good cogs. Good Disruptor ulti though. Oh, holy smokes, everyone just kind of blew up there. So overall, this was a 2-0 for MaryToddLincoln. I think I'm actually really pleasantly surprised to see MaryToddLincoln do it. These were two wicked close games. Every team fight we looked at was like the net worth was really even. This game looks like MaryToddLincoln did a good job of snowballing after they took that one good team fight. But this game was so close right up until really the end at the 35-minute mark. So really happy to see that MaryToddLincoln, even though they might be the lowest ranked team, they're showing they're not the lowest team, so really happy to see them do well. I think these games were good. I think both teams had pretty decent drafts both games. So, yeah, I'm pretty encouraged by this actually. I think it looked like a pretty interesting series. Alrighty, our third series, we got the Dingo Boys versus the Decepticons. So game 1, Wind Ranger, Jug, Primal Beast. The first Primal Beast I've seen since playing AD2L, and that's how long since the last time I played AD2L. Crystal Man and Snapfire, I think this is a really well-rounded draft. Maybe you're lacking a little bit initiation, so you have to cover that. Maybe get a Blink Dagger or the Windrunner or something. Dingos, Marana, Undying, Axe, Death Prophet, Lena. So another safe lane Lena. I'm kind of surprised at how many people are doing this. I think it's pretty good. They got really good team fight here. You might lack a little bit on initiation with Axe, but I actually think this is, again, a really well-rounded draft. Both these drafts I like a lot. I'll say I like the Decepticons a little bit better, just because I think this Primal Beast hero can be pretty good to get on top of the Lena and everything. And the Axe, I guess you're just focused on getting on the Crystal Man. I don't really know how you kill this Death Prophet, though. But yeah, I think I'm going to go Decepticons here. Going Glimmer King, I like that. That's just oh, huge call. Out of the Axe. Good Snapfire over there. Oh, but they went all in the back on this. Good ulti out of the Crystal Maiden, but I have an AoE stun potion. Yeah, really good team fight out of Dingos there, defending their tower really well. It's always tough pushing those tier 2s if you don't have Aegis this early in the game. Alright, game 2. Dingos went with the Undying again, an Underlord, a Weaver, a Razor, and a Witch Doctor. I thought Void Hunter was the big Weaver player, but it was Big Drop Ahead playing it. That's interesting. Decepticons went with a Naga Siren, an OD, a Viper, an Enigma, and a Pudge. My first reaction is, this is so greedy. So you got a 5-position Enigma, 3-position Pudge, and 4-position Viper? I don't know. It looks like they're both kind of playing core. And then a mid OD. This is like so greedy. I think it's going to be wicked hard for you to make space for their Naga, because none of these guys... First, you don't really have like any great initiation unless you get a Blink Dagger on the OD, which it doesn't look like he did. And I think we're going to go Dingos here. I just think their draft is more well-rounded. I think this is just too greedy out of the Decepticons. Oh, my gosh, huge with that. A lot of like really small skirmishes in this game. It seems like any huge team fights. Oh, huge black hole. How did he die? Oh my gosh, that's so unfortunate. That was a sick black hole. They just didn't have the damage. Alrighty, a nice 2-0 for the Dingo Boys. Game 2 was actually closer than I thought. It looked like it was a huge lead, but it really didn't happen until right at the end. It was like 7k up until his last team fight when they won the game. Really close. And game 1 looked like it was pretty Dingo favored. I think they did a good job of starving out the Decepticons and just taking their time and making sure they didn't overextend. So overall, it looks like a really good series for Dingos. I think they're going to be a good team in this league for sure. Pretty good drafts. Game 1, game 2, again, I think Decepticons were a little bit greedy, but this game was wicked close. Literally up until this team fight at the end. Pretty good series. Alrighty, our 4th series, we got Hobbit Hole versus Nameless. Game 1, we have Silencer. That's like the 3rd Silencer I've seen in 4 series. I didn't know he was that good. Dawnbreaker, Marana, Timbersaw, and Sven. So, mid Timbersaw, offlane Dawnbreaker, carry Sven. Yeah. Nameless, they went with the Nyx Assassin, Pudge, Chaos Knight, Lone Druid. You don't see that a lot. And Grimstroke. So carry Pudge Offlane Chaos Knight, mid lone druid. Interesting lineup. I think it's a little bit greedy. Hobbit Hole lacks some stuns though. They have Sven and an unreliable stun on Marana and Dawnbreaker. I think you maybe need one more stun, maybe instead of the Silencer. I just don't like Silencer as a hero, I think. I know his ulti's good. Nameless I think is a little bit too greedy though, so I'm going to go with Hobbit Hole. I just think this core trio, you have like 3 greedy heroes here that want to farm. You don't really have any great form of initiation other than like a Nyx Invis stun. So if you go with your sentries, it's kind of hard to initiate on Nameless. So I'll go Hobbit Hole game 1. Destroy these towers. Oh, good ulti there. Oh no. Silencer ulti, really good ulti though. Look how low the CK is. Oh no. Oh, that sentry they placed there is doing so much work. Good sentry. Dude, Grimstroke against Timbersaw is so good. Oh yeah. Wow. Game number 2, Hobbit Hole with a mid Naga Siren. Ancient Apparition, Hoodwink, Doom, and Clinks. I think the Doom is really good right now. I think this is pretty greedy though with the Naga Siren and Clinks. I think maybe you need like a space creator right with this Doom. You need some other sort of initiation. Nameless, they went with this time they have the Silencer, a Slark, Underlord, Kunkka, and Grimstrokes. I think this is pretty well rounded. I think the support duo maybe is a little bit, there's not enough like initiation on it or follow-up, similar to what I said about Bonehead's draft. But I think all 3 of these cores, I think Kunkka needs to farm a little bit, but Slark wants to farm heroes, Primal Beast wants to farm heroes. With that, you can have these 2 on the back line. So I actually think Nameless have a pretty well-rounded draft here I like. Again, maybe instead of this Silencer or something else that to initiate or another stun because they don't have a lot of stuns here, but overall I think Nameless have a pretty good draft game too. Okay, 10k at 20 minutes. Okay, this is pretty good. They can kind of set up on who they want. Oh, I would have just doomed before the Naga thing was up. Oh, that's unfortunate. Just the timing perfectly does ulti. Oh, yeah, I think. Oh, I missed that kill. I saw it there. Alrighty, a 2-0 for Nameless here. I mean, it looked pretty good. Game 1 was so close. There's like no team fights. I was looking at this graph and trying to find a clip for it. There was like nothing to show. No team fights the whole time. I think just based off a little bit I looked at, Hobbit Hole did a good job of splitting them up, but Nameless just kind of stuck as 5, and eventually they took this one good team fight when it was really close here. And there was just no buybacks on Hobbit Hole, so they literally hit tier 4s and won the game. Game 2, the more I think about it, the more this draft out of Nameless I think was really good. Nameless got off to a good start. I think Hobbit Hole again is a little bit greedy, like I was saying. We showed a team fight, and it's like they had a really good song, but who do you kill? You kind of have to kill a Silencer, because otherwise the Slark can get stuff off. But if you don't like use everything on the Slark, he's going to survive and kill you all. It's just like I felt like it was a pretty well-rounded draft from Nameless. And overall, like a good series by Nameless. I think it was just good to see. Alrighty, series number 5, I think. We got Illegal versus Gensys. Gensys went with a Dawnbreaker, Zeus, Undying, Earthshaker, Void. Faceless Void. I think this is pretty well-rounded. I think you're lacking a little bit your initiation. You kind of have to use your Faceless Void as an initiator, and then follow that up with a Dawnbreaker. You have really good counter initiation. The problem is you don't really have anyone that wants to get gone on. Maybe the Undying and the Dawnbreaker. Illegal went with a Dusa, Centaur, Huskar, Marana, and Shaman. This is super tanky. It's going to be super hard to kill. This Void gets fat enough. I think it'll be fine. And in the early game, the Zeus will wreck them. But I think this Huskar is like gonna have a free game unless he gets chronoed. If he gets chronoed, he's kind of screwed. But then you have a Dusa rather than free. So I do think this is a little bit too greedy. So I'm gonna go with Gensys draft here. I just think it's pretty well rounded. Maybe missing like a initiator out of your 4 position instead of a counter initiator and Earthshaker. But yeah, I think I'll probably go Gensys here. Let's see, they're just going higher. They got Aegis on the Huskar. Oh, this chrono is insane. That was such a good chrono. I don't know what the Huskar was. Oh, Huskar died. But they still have Echo Slam. Yeah, there it is. Oh my gosh. And think that dude's just gonna get. What a team fight out of Gensys there. Game 2, Illegal went with a Rico, Mars, Axe, Silencer, Jakiro. Wow, so carry Ricky. That was not what I was expecting. Mid Mars, Axe, Silencer, and Jakiro. Okay, and then Gensys went with a Sniper, Undying, Witch Doctor, Legion Commander, and Medusa. Now I think this one's a little bit too greedy. The Sniper Medusa kind of want to do the same thing, except the Medusa doesn't mind getting gone on, and the Sniper does mind getting gone on. I think I'll probably go Illegal here. I think you got 2 forms of initiation, you got 2 backliners, spamming spells all the time. You got the Global Silence anytime you use the Mars Arena or Axe Call, which means they can't save anyone with the Undying. So I think it's pretty well rounded. I think you probably didn't have to go the Rico here, but I mean, I think he's a really good hero right now. Yeah, I like Illegal draft. Oh boy, did I already miss it? Oh, I almost saved him too. Oh, he must have on the spell as well. Good. Witch Doctor okay then. Ultra kill. Is this a rampage? He doesn't have enough for the dunk. Oh, he got it. Let's go. So 2-0 for Illegal here. Yeah. This game I feel like it's really close until the end. I think Rashad, this was a wicked good team fight. I'm kind of shocked Illegal was pushing high ground so early. But good team fight out of Gensys to keep it close there. And then right at the end, Illegal won. Game 2, I think this draft was just a little bit too greedy, and you have cores that do the same thing. Caught a Rampage at 15 minutes, which is insane. I think it's just a really good showing out of Illegal. It looked like Illegal was just on top of their game. 24, 4, and 16, 19-0, and 18. 1, 2, and 26. I mean, really just impressed by Illegal here. Let's see, this is series number 6. We got Prestige versus Team Ascent. Looks like game 2, Prestige forgot to tag themselves, so it didn't register in the client as a series. So that's a bummer, but it's fine. We got both games back to back here. Game 1, we got Prestige with a Marana, Primal Beast, Mid Pango, Carry Weaver, and Ogre. I think this is a really fast draft. If you can pull it off, it's good. Ascent with a Crystal Maiden, Spirit Breaker, Razor, Lena, and a Chaos Knight. So carry Chaos Knight, mid, Lena. I think this is pretty well rounded, honestly. I think this is a little fast. If you can pull this off, I like it. I don't hate the mid Pango. I think these are both pretty even drafts. I might just go with Team Ascent here. I think Lena's really strong right now, and offlane Razor obviously I think is really strong. He got a bunch of forms of initiation. You don't mind if you get going on the Razor because you can heal the full, and you're making space for a Chaos Knight. So I like Team Ascent's draft here. I also like Prestige draft. I think both of these are pretty good. Oh god, this Crystal is F. Oh, well, he got 3 shot. Weaver barely lives. I can't keep up. What's happening? Oh. The Weaver? It just died. They're using everything on them. Dude, if they kill this Weaver, don't touch it. I can see the oh, sickles you can see him. Maybe he could force stop during that. Oh no, now he's just Weaver hits so hard. He just chunks through all these guys. Oh my god. What the break? Game number 2, Prestige went with a Drow Ranger, Shadow Fiend, Underlord, Spirit Breaker, Jakiro. So pretty well rounded. The Drow and Shadow Fiend kind of do the same thing, but Shadow Fiend is one of those heroes that really benefits from the Drow aura. The other one I like is Puck, for instance, but I think it's okay. Ascent went with an Ogre, Brewmaster, holy smokes, Spectre, Pango, and Dazzle. Wow, so this is a little bit greedy. I think Brewmaster and Pango kind of do the same thing in team fights. They're really disruptive. And the Spectre, I mean, you can get on the back lines with all 3 cores. You have a save out of the Dazzle. You're kind of lacking really any solid form of initiation. You know, you can kind of roll a Blink with Pango roll. or I guess Brewmaster. But I think I would like to see some sort of team fight that's like really big crowd control, because I think that's what you're lacking here with the team. So I'll go with Prestige. I don't really love the Shadow Fiend Drow, but I don't think it's that terrible. You know, I don't really love the lanes where both range and off and melee. Don't love that either. But I think you got good initiation, good enough. Maybe it'd be beneficial to have one more, or like some sort of counter initiation other than like a Jakiro stun, but I think I like Prestige. Yeah, kind of lack initiation. I talked about in the draft here. Don't have a draft though, which I think is good because of Shadow Fiend. The Shadow Fiend's not here. Also saw him bottom to start that. I think that was actually a really good call. Ascent here. Unfortunately, I just think that these guys are too far ahead, but I think it was a smart play way to start the fight. Just unfortunate. They almost kill a few of them. I love that. 2-0 for Prestige Worldwide here. Seems like it was a decent game one. I think game two, Prestige Worldwide just did a really good job of controlling the map. It's crazy. There were like no fights ever. So it was like that one fight at the end. That was like it. Game one, there was a bunch of fights. It's like the tale of two halves here. Yeah, I mean, just a 2-0. Looks like Prestige played well. 7th series, we got Golf Tuesday versus Full Effect Voyager. Game one, we got a Centaur, a Puck, a Jug, a Nyx, and a Rubik. I think that's pretty good. I think it's a pretty solid draft all around. I like the Puck against Centaur normally, but I don't think it's bad together. I think maybe the Rubik could have been something a little bit, maybe like a Shaman or something. I don't think it's terrible. I just think it's a little greedy. Golf Tuesday went with a Disruptor, Jakiro, Dawnbreaker, Void Spirit, Anti-Mage. Okay, so I think this is pretty solid. Maybe instead of the Jakiro here, you go with some other form of initiation. Right now you got the Void Spirit and like the Dawnbreaker to an extent. The whole time the Anti-Mage is going to be split, so you have to assume he's not going to be here for fights. Let's see, I actually think Full Effect Voyager is a really well-rounded draft. The only issue is you don't have a lot of stuff for the Anti-Mage. I think you got a Blink Stun in the Puck. Otherwise, it's kind of a free Anti-Mage game. I'm tempted to go Golf Tuesday here. I think these are pretty even draft, though. Maybe I'm only leaning Golf Tuesday because they won. Is that affecting my opinion at all? Maybe. I think this is just a really well-rounded draft. Maybe a change in the 5 position. I don't know. I actually don't know which draft I'm picking here. Alright, super even game at this point. They're initiating on the Nyx. Not the best target. Really good coil and stun. That Disruptor ult is huge though. Killed the Puck. Good Jug ulti. The high 5 out of the Anti-Mage. The Void Spirit escaping on 2 HP basically. Centaur's not done though. Oh! Barely got out. He's got Fairy Fire too. Not that it really matters. Do they kill this? Oh, they do. The shard on that sucker. Dang. Game 2, Full Effect went with a Lina, Pango, Pudge, Tusk, Treant Protector. Holy smokes. So, carry Lina, mid Pudge, offlane Pango. I think it's too much melee. I think that's my issue with it. Golf Tuesday went with a Legion Commander, a Witch Doctor, a Viper, a Jakiro, and a Void. So, love the Void here. I don't really love the Legion Commander. I don't think there's like that much you can jump the Lina. I think that's good. The Viper I think is decent too against this lineup, but I think the Void is a sick pick. I just don't really love the four melee lineup. I think it's fine with the, I mean, he's not going to want to be on people, and he's kind of a backliner. You do get jumped by the Legion, but again, I think this is also an even draft. It's kind of hard for me to pick one or the other. I think both games just have really, really even drafts overall. Oh boy, the support's gonna get caught out here. Disaster. Yep. They blew up the Jakiro. Ooh, good duel actually. Did they get the kill? They do get the win, but... Oh man, the charge is just stuck in the Pudge. I think it delays healing. Oh man. The Pudge is just too strong, dude. Sticks, doesn't matter. Well, a 1-1 for this series, so a really good series. I actually think these games were so close, right? I think this was decided. Golf Tuesday had a really good fight here and snowballed off of it. Game 2 was just a freaking bloodbath. There was, 70-something kills? 84 or something? 84 kills? Just look at this graph, just deaths all the time. So, really good job by Full Effect Voyager to keep the pressure on, it looks like. And yeah, they took some really good fights, so overall, really good series. All right, the last series we got Sabres versus Diwali Truck Dumbfire. Sabres, the classic graphics, CM, Jug, Slaughter, Grimstroke, Necro. Grimstroke, Necro is really good. You got good initiation from the Slaughter. I'd like maybe one other form of initiation here, other than like the Necro just running at him. But I think this is an overall pretty solid draft. Team 2, you got DTD with an IO, Night Stalker, Spirit Breaker, Ember Spirit, Marana. So who's the carry here? Carry Spirit Breaker with an IO? That is interesting. They won this game too by a lot. I think I have to default. I like the Sabres draft. I think it's really, really well rounded. The only issue I see is maybe a lack of initiation. I'm so curious to see how a carry Spirit Breaker did. I mean, this draft is we're just gonna run at you all game, right? So if you do that well enough, without them being able to make space with a Jug, I think it's a good draft. But just so unconventional that I'd probably go with Sabres here. This guy is a Grandmaster tier IO. Oh, my Lanza. Fortunately, I don't have that great of an initiation here. You can see that coming evident. Oh no! I think you get a double kill on the Necro. I guess the Ember was fine. I guess it doesn't matter. They still end up killing them all. IO buys back. Oh no, with these guys hitting you too, so your healing is lower. Oh, the 2-1 still at 16 minutes. That gets him. Oh no, this guy. No, that's so unlucky that he's only able to get the Ember Spirit. I guess he's gonna turn it though. He doesn't care. Does he get the kill here? I don't know. I don't think so. Not with him all GP'd. Oh my gosh, teammate's still going. Alright, game 2, Sabres went with a mid Spirit Breaker. Carry Clinks, 4 position, off lane Undying, 4 position Snapfire, and a 5 position Shaman. Okay. DTD went with a mid Gyrocopter. What the heck? Carry PL, 4 Rubik, 5 Disruptor, 3 Centaur. So I think this is pretty good. I don't love the mid gyro. In fact, I think it's too greedy. I would have liked some control, team fight, or initiation out of this, and then I think this draft is really well rounded. This one is just, it seems, again, unconventional. You got the mid Spirit Breaker, which I don't love. I don't think Spirit Breaker's that good right now. Offlane Undying. I guess you go Echo Saber, trying to go BKB maybe? I don't know. I would assume BKB. I'll probably go DTD with the draft here. I don't love this mid pick. I would have liked something else, but I think of the two drafts, I think DTD is stronger. But how do you get your initiation off that you want? Who do you choose to go on? They're charging the Disruptor. I think that's the right move. Oh, with the Rubik. Oh no. I think you got it back here. Oh no. Where's the Tombstone? Oh, they used it for Roche? They don't have Tombstone here? Oh no. That's so unfortunate. And he gets the glimpse. That glimpse was insane. So for the last series, we got a 2-0 by DTD. This game happened, I think, on Wednesday, so before all the other games. Game 1, so close. I mean, you look at like the net worth, it's like pretty even. Okay, this up until probably this fight at 32 minutes, it could have gone either way. And then DTD probably snowballed off of it. Again, really unconventional draft. I'm honestly kind of shocked it worked out for them, but I don't know, maybe they're really good on these heroes. Game number 2, it looks like they just played really well. Like I was saying in the replay, I think, Sabres was making really good calls on on some of the decisions, going for Roche there. Unfortunately, I think you just have to give up that tower, though, because you don't have Tombstone. The Spearbreaker died right at the start of the fight, so I think you just got it back, which I think they tried to do. Yeah, I mean, overall, this game was really close, too, until that fight I showed, and then DTD snowballed. So I think both these games, Sabres could have won as well, if one team fight goes differently. So close series overall. Alrighty, that's week 1 in the books. I update the rankings here. Updates every week. I'll just add on. So say Duality Truck Dumpster Fire 2-0s, there'll be 4-0, and we'll just update so you can look at your record at the current week. Pretty much similar to last week. It's based off your record and your calculator rank. For now, this is how I have the rankings. Duality Truck Dumpster Fire in first, Illegal in second, Prestige Worldwide third, Nameless fourth, Dingos fifth, MTL sixth, InstiGators seventh. Penance Rejects unfortunately did have a bye, so that was a bye. So they're staying at 8th right now. Golf Tuesday at 9, Bonehead at 10, Full Effect Voyager 11, 5 Guys 1 Cup 12, Sabres 13, Decepticons 14, Ascent 15, Hobbit Hole 16, and Gensys at 17. For predictions, I actually did pretty well. I got MTL 5 Guys completely wrong. 2-0 the other way, and then Decepticons versus Dingos, I said 1-1, it was a 2-0 instead. So overall, I guess I got pretty lucky here with the predictions. So this next week, DTD versus Dingos. I think until DTD kind of show me that they're not the highest ranked, not the best team in the league, I'm just going to keep giving them 2-0s. I think the Dingos did really well 2-0 on Decepticons here, but I think just because DTD is such a high rank, I'm going to probably give them the 2-0. PZR versus Gator. I'm kind of afraid of PZR from what I remember. They're pretty good. Maybe I'll give myself the benefit of the doubt and say 1-1, but I wouldn't be shocked if PZR 2-0s us. We'll see. I thought we played pretty well last week, but we'll just have to see. Hobbit Hole versus Team Ascent. I think this is pretty even. I think it'll be a 1-1. If I'm right on, they're right next to each other in the rankings, both calculator rank and the current rankings. So I'll say it's a 1-1 for Hobbit Hole Ascent. Genesis first bye, I'll give them a 1-0. Get that one right. You always got to start off the week well. Boneheads United versus Golf Tuesday. So obviously I know Boneheads United well. Golf Tuesday, rank wise, I might give the edge to Bonehead just because I played against them. I'll say it's a 1-1. It looks like it could, they're pretty evenly calculator rank wise, but I think Bonehead played pretty well. I'll give it a 1-1. We'll see how it goes. MaryToddLincoln versus Illegal. MaryToddLincoln were the sleepers apparently this year. Illegal is wicked high ranked. I'm tempted to say 1-1. MaryToddLincoln, man. Shut up. I'll say 1-1 for now. Decepticons versus 5 Guys. I want to say 2-0 for 5 Guys. I think their rank is really high, but Decepticons actually isn't that much lower than them. Maybe I'll say 1-1. I think this could be an even series. Sabres versus Full Effect Voyager. I think Sabres had a really good series there. I think they were pretty close to winning either of those games. Full Effect Voyager did 1-1 Golf Tuesday though. I'll say it's a 1-1. And then Nameless versus Prestige Worldwide. Both are really high ranked. I'm gonna say a 1-1. I think both these teams are high ranked. I think they did really well week 1. I think this will be a good series. This will probably be my series to watch here. Maybe I should do that each week too. Maybe highlight this with a series to watch. Nameless versus Prestige Worldwide. I think this was probably my game of the week. So maybe I'll do blue for game of the week, and then I'll do this yellow for who I think will be game of the week, and then we'll see afterwards. I guess I didn't do that last week, but yeah, that's all I got this week, guys. Thanks for watching. Good luck this week in the games. I'm excited to see what the outcomes are. It's cool to see how everything's shaping up. I'm shocked I got so many right, and all I did was base it off of the ranks. So maybe that tells you I should do that more often. But yeah, we'll see how it goes.